Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lora Rolling and this is part 4 of the Fun Flowers Ornament tutorial. This is the Fun Flowers ornament that we have been making. It is so cute and colorful. And today we are going to be doing the red flower triangle. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, and 3, that's okay. You can do these out of order. I'll list those 3 videos down below in the description, and once you're finished with this one, you can go back and watch those. We just have a few materials, so let's get those listed and then we can get started. Let's go. So the beads that we're going to be using today are all 11-0 Miyuki Delicas. I am using opaque yellow AB, silver lined red, dark cranberry, silver lined green, silver lined sapphire, silver lined light blue, and white pearl AB. I'm going to call this yellow, dark red, light red, green, blue, light blue, and white. We're also going to use some beading thread. I like to use the Essilon Fire in the color Crystal, and I use 4-pound. You can use 6-pound beading thread if you'd like. And I also like to use the size 10 beading needle. You can use a size 12 if that's what you prefer. I cut my thread with wire cutters. You can use scissors if you want. And I also hold on to my thread with long nose pliers. I end my thread with the fire method, and I'm going to show you how to do that in today's video. And then we're not going to use the ornament in today's video, but you want to get your hands on one of these in order to complete the entire project. So I just thought I'd put it in this video. It is a 2.36 inch plastic crafting ornament, and I buy them at my hobby store in a 12-pack. You only need one. Alrighty, so let's thread our needle with 3 feet of thread, and then we can get started. So I have threaded my needle, and now I'm going to pick up my first 3 beads, which are 3 yellow beads. I'm going to take those beads and pull them all the way down to the bottom of my thread, leaving about a 6-inch tail. Then I'm going to make a square knot. So that means I'm going to cross over and pull my tail through. And then I'm going to cross over on top and pull my tail through again. So we have what looks like a little snowman. I'm going to put my 2 fingers in the bottom loop of my snowman, and then I'm going to tighten the top loop. So now we have this, and now we're going to singe the tail. I'm not going to touch the flame with my thread. I'm just going to get super duper close, okay? And this is what happens. It just singes the tip and turns it into a little teeny bead or knot. Okay, so now I have my 2 fingers inside my bottom loop. I'm going to tug on the long string while twisting the bottom loop until that tail knot touches the long string, just like that. And then I take my thumbnail and I pull that knot down to the 3 beads. And it turns into like a little triangle of beads. Once it's as tight as can be, we have completed row number 1. So starting row number 2, let's pick up 2 more yellow beads. And just choose a bead. I like to go through the bead that is furthest away from the knot. So this knot is super close to this bead, so I'm going to sew through this bead. If it's in the center, it doesn't really matter which bead you go through, but I just like to get it that way. That way it kind of sits right below the two beads right next to them, right? So nice and tidy. Now pick up 2 more yellow beads, and we're coming out of this bead. Let's sew through the next bead. And once again, try to get those 2 new beads to sit right next to the beads they're next to. So it's nice and tidy. Alrighty, now let's pick up 2 more yellow beads. We're coming out of this bead. We're going to sew through the next bead and the bead right on top of that. When we sew through 2 beads, that means that we've completed our row and we are putting our thread in position to start the next row. So that completes row number 2. Let's start row number 3. Let's pick up 2 dark red beads. Coming out of this bead, we're going to sew through this bead. And now let's pick up 1 yellow bead, and we're coming out of this bead. We're going to skip the one that's setting inwards. We're going to sew through the one that's sticking out. Let's pick up 2 dark red beads, and we're coming out of this bead. We're going to sew through the next bead. Pull them nice and tight, and pick up 1 yellow bead. We're coming out of this bead. Let's skip the any bead and sew through the sticking out bead. Let's pick up 2 dark red beads and sew through the next bead. The last bead in this row is 1 yellow bead. We're coming out of this bead. We don't want to sew through the any bead. We want to sew through the one right after that. And because it's the last bead that we're adding, we're going to sew through the next bead as well. So we're sewing through 2 beads. And now we have completed row number 3. Let's start row number 4 by picking up 2 light red beads and sewing through the next bead. Now I am very right-handed and I like to sew downward, not upward. So I'm going to actually flip my work over so that I can sew in this direction. It just makes it easier for me to sew. You can sew in whatever direction you want, whatever makes it easier for you. Let's pick up 1 dark red and sew through the sticking out bead. Pick up 1 dark red and sew through the sticking out bead again. Let's pick up 2 light red beads and sew through the next bead. One dark red and sew through the sticking out bead. one dark red, and sew through the sticking out. Let's pick up two light red and sew through the next. One dark red and sew through the next. Our last bead of this row is dark red, one, and we're going to skip this little inner bead and we're going to sew through the last two beads on this row. Just like that. Stepping up, and now we can start row number 5. If you notice, we are doing a triangle with our beading, and this is called triangular peyote stitch. I love it so much because they all kind of fit into their own little slots. It's just very organized, I guess. I just love this stitch. Makes me feel good doing it. I don't know why. I'm just addicted to it. Okay, and if this is your first time, just a little fair warning, you'll probably get addicted to it too. You'll want to do this over and over again, which is great because it takes a lot of these little triangular peyote triangles to make the ornament, right? So let's start row 5 with two light red beads. You notice the triangles all have corners, so I just put two beads in the corner. Now one dark red, one dark red, and one dark red. Now we're at the corner again. I like to turn it as I'm sewing. It just makes it easier for me to sew through the beads. Let's pick up two light red, one dark red, one dark red, and one dark red. We're at the corner. Let's pick up two light red, one dark red, one dark red, and one dark red. This is our last bead of the row, so we're going to sew through the last two beads. Completing row number 5. Let's start row number 6 with two light red, one dark red, one light red, one light red, one dark red, at the corner, let's add two light red, one dark red, 1 light red, 1 light red, 1 dark red, 2 light red, 1 dark red, 1 light red, 1 light red, 1 dark red, and sew through the last 2 beads. That finishes row 6. Let's start row number 7 with 2 dark red, and all the way around we're going to add dark red. So 1 dark red, 1 dark red, 1 dark red, 1 dark red, 1 dark red. At the corner, let's add 2 dark red, 1 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 dark red. At the corner, we'll add 2 dark red, 1 dark red, 1 dark red, 1 dark red, 1 dark red, and 1 dark red. Let's sew through the last 2 beads, completing that row. We're going to move on to row number 8, but we're not going to add any beads on the top because this is actually the top of our triangle. So we're going to, without picking up any beads, we're just going to sew down the next bead. And now we get to start row number 8 with 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 light red, 1 light red, 1 green, 1 dark red. We're at the corner. Let's pick up 2 blue. These are the dark blue. 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 light red, 1 light red, 1 green, 1 dark red. At the corner, let's pick up 2 blue, 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 light red, 1 light red, 1 green, 1 dark red. Okay, now we are at the top of our triangle again, but we're on this side and we're actually going to just turn our triangle over and we're going to sew straight down this side. So starting with, this is row number 9, 1 white bead, 1 green, 1 dark red, 1 light red, 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 white, at the corner, let's pick up 2 light blue, 1 white, 1 green, 1 dark red, 1 light red, 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 white, 2 light blue, 1 white, 1 gold, oh, I'm sorry, 1 green, oh my gosh, 1 dark red, 1 light red, 1 dark red, 1 white, and 1 white. Now, we don't have any beads to sew this white one into, but we've picked it up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew down this bead. Okay, and once we sew down this bead, we kind of have to manipulate it so that it lands in the spot that it's supposed to sit in. Okay, so it's there and it's behaving, which is nice. So we're coming out of this bead. We're going to just sew down the bead right below it. And then we're going to sew up these two beads. Okay, so we're coming out right here. We're sewing up these two beads, which is turning our thread around for us. And now we're going to sew down the white bead that we just added. Okay, if you flip your triangle over, we are now in position to sew down this side again. Okay, so starting row number 10, let's start with one white bead. One white, one dark red, one dark red, one green, one white, one blue. This is the dark blue. At the corner, let's pick up two light blue, one blue, which is the dark blue, one white, one white, one dark red, one dark red, one green, one white, one blue, two light blue, one blue, one white, one white, one dark red, one dark red, one green, one white. And this completes row number 10. I'm going to flip it over again so that we can sew down this side. Starting with row number 11, let's start with one white bead, one green, one white, one dark red, one white, one green, 1 white, 1 blue, 2 light blue, 1 blue, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white, 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue, 2 light blue, 1 blue, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white, 1 dark red, 1 white, 1 green, and 1 white. Once again, we've picked up a bead, but we don't have a bead to sew through. So we're going to sew down that top bead, position our new bead to where it belongs, right there. And now our thread is coming out of this bead. We're going to sew down the bead right under it. And then we're going to sew up the 2 beads right there. So we're coming out of this bead, it's coming down at the bottom, and then we're just going to sew right on up these 2. Now we're going to sew down the bead that we just put on, and we're going to turn our triangle over, and we are now in the position to sew down this side. Okay, so we are about to start row number 12. Okay, I have a question for you. The question of the day is, it is almost 2 weeks from St. Patrick's Day, and we are just, I think tomorrow I'm going to film the last video for our Fun Flowers ornament, so you'll be able to put all of your triangles together and complete the ornament. And I have 2 patterns ready for the following ornament. One is for St. Patrick's Day and one is for Christmas. So we've been making so many fun ornaments that aren't really Christmas themed. I'm just wondering if you are itching for a Christmas pattern. So let me know down below if you would prefer to see St. Patty's as our next design, or if you would prefer to see Christmas. And I will go off of the votes, and that will determine what the next pattern is that I put out next week. Alrighty, so comment down below, and I can't wait to hear what you look forward to seeing next. Okay, starting row number 12, let's pick up one green, one green, one white, one white, one green, one green, one white, one blue, two blue. Now these are the dark blue. One blue, one white, one green, one green, one white, one white, one green, one green, one white, one blue, two blue, one blue, one white, one green, one green, one white, one white, one green, and one green. Okay, that completes our 12 rows, and if this is your first triangle that you've done with me, then you'll want to know that all of our triangles are 12 rows, but then we add connector beads. Some of our sides have connector beads and some do not. Every triangle is different, and this particular triangle, we're going to have beads down this side. We're going to have connector beads on the bottom, but we're not going to have any beads down this side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip over our triangle. We are already in position to start the right side by adding one white, one green, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white, 1 white, and 1 blue. Okay, now that we are at the corner, we're going to cap our corners with 1 yellow bead, turning it into a point. Now we're going to add beads, connecting beads, to the bottom of our triangle. Let's add 1 blue, 1 white, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white. 1 white. I don't know why I said it like that. And 1 blue. Okay, so we're at the corner again. Let's cap it with 1 yellow. Alrighty, we're not going to add connector beads to this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and we're just going to hide our thread and then cut it off. So the way I do that without picking up any beads, we're coming out of this bead, I'm going to sew up the next bead. I'm going to do this 6 times. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm coming out of this bead. I'm going to sew down the bead right next to it and up the bead next to that one, which essentially locks this corner bead into place so it's nice and sturdy. And now I'm going to sew up the next bead. Oops. There we go. Up 1 more bead, and I'm going to zigzag again. I'm coming out of this bead. I'm going to sew down the bead right next to it, hiding my thread, and up the bead right next to that one. I'm going to sew up 2 more beads. 1, 2. I can't see any thread at all, right? I've hidden it all inside the beads. I know that this bead is super secure, and so now it's time to cut my thread. I'm going to take my long nose pliers and pick up my thread, and then I'm going to take my wire cutters, or you can take your scissors, and I'm going to try to get as close to that bead as possible without cutting it. Okay, you don't want to cut that bead, so be careful of that. And then you just cut the thread, and now our triangle is complete. You only need 5 of these, so do this 4 more times, and I will see you in a sec. That was so much fun. Thank you so much for being here with me today and beading along with me. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell button so you're notified when the next video comes out. I can't wait to see you there. Thanks for watching.